And welcome back to Straight Talk. You know, let's say, out of the blue, that this individual stacks the meetings like Mohawk Council stacks some of the other legislative meetings. And he has a majority of people that go there and say, we don't want this. Let's say that happens, whether it does or not. And it passes. So now we have prohibition for tobacco in this community. Then what do we do? Do you think actually, because whether this law becomes in effect in this community, who's going to enforce it?
Well, I think there's a lot of hypotheticals.
But
it's too many to think about.
If you take it to that example, yes, you're going to arrive at that. You're going to arrive at somebody passing something that nobody's going to enforce. And it's just going to be it's going to be a big internal battle. But it isn't going to come to that. It is not going to come to that.
I don't think so. I think that this could go into the hopper and could be discussed, and this is where you're going to have community discussion on how does the community feel about an anti-tobacco law. Okay, well, I don't agree with it. This person doesn't agree with it. They don't agree with it over there, but what do we agree on? Maybe people feel that there shouldn't be just one big manufacturer manufacturing everything. Maybe this will help to solve some of the problems that the tobacco industry and as a community we're experiencing, that we cannot come to one line on tobacco. Never have, never can, and I don't want to say never will, but right now the tobacco industry is going through another issue, if you will, a lot of turbulence. Something's got to be done. Maybe this law will
I
lead
think
to
what
other
it
things.
is that what won't come out of this process is a ban on the sale and manufacture of tobacco products in the community. It may lead the discussion towards a need for regulation, and that will also get. But I think
if you have more people like him who feel similar as he does, then you will see a larger side represent that, and at some point they have to come to the middle and say, okay, this is really left, this is really right. But how can we come to the middle and say, you know what we have in place right now is not working? And I think that's what this process is really all about.
Do you honestly, do you really, and no offense to the young man for bringing forth the law proposal, okay? But I don't see it happening. I really don't. And the reason I'll go out on a limb on that is because if in fact there was, we would have heard about it already.
Well, it's very utopian, but at the same time, if this law goes into the hopper and then there is a large majority of people that come out to support the law, and you don't have another side of the house, if you will, another side who's representing themselves who are not pro, then it could pass, right? Because it's supposed to be made in that sort of decision-making process where you need that representation. So can laws be, I think my question is, can laws be passed this way if you only have a certain amount of people that are pro and there's no representation? Because don't forget, the community decision-making process is going to be
They just did it all with the Justice Act.
It's about showing up and making your voice heard.
But they just done it. They just done it with a handful of people.
But the difference being, and this will be the key, this will be the kicker, is who's actually backing this. But the Justice Act had the heavy backing of the Court of Kahnawake, the Director of the Court of Kahnawake, the Mohawk Council, and pushing forward that agenda. They're the ones who put forward that into the hopper.
But it was still a handful of people that passed it.
So they steered it. They nourished it, formed it like a little bonsai tree. Okay, and so they got it. Okay, and so the whole issue about how membership will be solved, we'll see how that goes. But I'm seeing the same thing there. And it comes out to this. Okay, how are we going to get rid of this whole process of those people out there calling us racist and all the rest of it? Okay, and so we'll find a way around it.
It's not even that. How can we get rid of this process internally?
Well, this
not
is it.
Just
okay?
outside.
But nobody's going to take responsibility for putting it in there in the first damn place. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're not. You're going to put the guys who's now the buck stops here guy, who's going to manage it.
So good luck on that, and hopefully we'll hear more of it.
Okay, but when is it supposed to be starting? This whole we've been hearing about it forever.
January
we have to
was supposed
see
to be
a
the
law
start.
go through
Maybe
this type
maybe
of
this is the first start.
process.
They were supposed to put the membership one in the hop, or they were supposed to throw it into the process in January.
Electoral reform, you name it, that has to go through too. But I want to give this young man props. You know, I think that he's done a good thing here, and other people should take the responsibility of looking at our community and saying, you know what, this needs to change, and I'm going to be the person that's going to stand up and do it, regardless of whether people agree with him or not. He took the initiative to make change in this community, so you have to give that to him.
And I do, because it's not easy to get up and stand up and say that.
No, especially
you know,
not bad.
I mean, you know, and look, I said a minute ago, I said that I don't think there's a big groundswell in favor of it, and yet you do hear people. I have heard traditional-minded people talk about the industry in terms of that's not the way tobacco is supposed to be used.
Yeah, but if you look at the history,
The history is never mind the community.
But if you look at the history
Indians traded tobacco.
I mean, if you look at the
It's
history of the tobacco, if you look at the history of the tobacco industry in this community, look at where it came from, where it started, and how it developed into what it is today, then we can discuss some of those. But,
Well, yeah, that would be a series.
But you know what? Traditional or non-traditional, it's here, and it's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah, but right now it's largely commerce, and it's not a heyday anymore.
On the other side of that, the winter festival is here.
Been kicked off. So we got. It would be nice if we had the names, but we have a king and a queen that were named, and also I don't know.
What about this Duke?
The Duke and Duchess. Yes. Okay. Here's
Is there's a story here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a loud spirit story. Well, no, Michael. What's his last name? No, is it?
I don't know.
The Duke?
No, yeah, he's the Duke. The guy in the wheelchair has a program.
Oh, Michael Dell.
Michael Dell, right?
Oh,
Forgive me,
I
Michael.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good
so
for
he's
him.
and Lynn's daughter, actually, Sarah. Sarah is the Duchess.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Sarah. Anyways.
Congratulations.
But there's been a lot of stuff. I went to the fishing derby on was it Sunday?
On Sunday.
On Sunday,
Ashton, yeah.
I had a good time. You know, I didn't get
Did
anything.
anybody catch anything?
I didn't catch anything.
Did anybody catch anything?
I caught a cold. Yeah, a few people did. I mean, there was a young girl, Stormy Goodleaf's daughter. I think she got for the smallest fish. Johnny Lazar, I think, got for the largest, and then there was a Deer House gentleman who got the most fish, as far as I know, that with the information that I got. And then last night I went to a play. I don't know if it was part of the. And it was all in Ganyageha, and I didn't understand. I didn't understand everything, but I liked it.
Oh, cool.
And Regan was in it.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you
and
did a good
also,
job.
yeah. So you're from school.
Yeah, I came from school here, but every day I'm in school. I'm still attending the Radiwan and Irits program, and my class, the Radiwan and Irits program, we did our own rendition of Greece.
So that was the show.
Yeah,
right?
We were part of the Dawajarunyu, which is put on by the cultural center.
It was all different ages, kids too.
Yeah. Oesku Ganyageha, meaning it's all like Agwego Ganyageha. Everybody does it. It's all in Ganyageha. So.
Can you sing us a part?
I know I had a few lines. One of my lines was, the opening line of our part was. Gwe, Riz, Onioti, what they said Ganho. What did you do this summer?
Yeah, cool.
And everything was in Mohawk, so it was really good.
So you're having trouble thinking in English now, eh?
I am having trouble thinking, period, now. It's only because once you start to learn the language, there's so much, and you're entrenched in it every day. It's like Agwe, Chatabunizarage, Osku Ganyageha, like Agundaje. All day, Agundaje. And so your mind now, 5-6 months into it, and I try to use it at home too with him and the kids, and your mind starts to think on itself by itself, and by itself, like it's just natural at this point. So a lot of times I'm switching between the two because I'm not fluent, obviously, but I know enough to, where I can make sentences. And so when I'm thinking, I'm always trying, it's hard because I'm so used to thinking in Ganigeha all day. So when I go home at night, I try to think in Ganigeha. So when I speak English now, I find it hard because I can't structure my words and sentences as I was able to do before. So it's very hard.
But congratulations, the show went off well, and congratulations to all the men, women, and children who were in it.
It was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was part of the Winter Carnival.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end, but I got to get in here quick. And is a shout out to the KSS wrestling team.
Yes.
GMA winners 21 out of 22.
Congratulations to them.
Way to go, Ike, and all the guys. We got Ike got gold. Our Ike at home.
That's good.
Ike Bova, yeah. But the team as a whole obviously did well enough on points and everything else, and a lot of medals, a lot of stuff.
Well, congratulations.
They're going to the provincials coming up soon.
They've had a team now for going strong for many years, and are really, they have it down pat anyway. The wrestling team is good, and their coaches have always been there. So that wraps up another show for us. If you have any questions or comments on this show or any other shows, you can email us at mohawktv@hotmail.com, or email me at michaelstocksenior@hotmail.com, or call us at 450-632-6397, or you can get a hold of Ross at RKM
54 at simpatico.ca.
So Nyawa and Onigiwai.
Onigiwahi.
Yeah, Onigiwahi.